Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a updated blowout routine as well as an updated trim slash cut. Okay, so one thing I have been noticing with my twist out and just my overall curly hairstyles is that my shape has not been shaping, and typically when I notice any significant changes in my shape, it really goes back to the ends. Okay, your ends are like so important when it comes to these curly hairstyles. So I knew I needed to blow out my hair and I needed to give myself a trim because my hair in the back has been like significantly longer than the other parts of my head, which is why as we get to the end of the video you all will see that I will kind of do more of a cut in the back sections because I want my hair to be even all over. I'm kind of over the layers at this point. Right now I'm just sectioning my hair off into 6 sections. Now we're going to do some heat protectants, and don't worry, I will make sure all of these are linked in the description box below. I have noticed that these two heat protectants work really well together. I'm not a huge fan of just using them separately, so that's kind of why you all see me using them together. I like the slip that the Silk Elements and the Design Essentials Silk actually gives my hair, but I find that when I use them separately my hair kind of feels like a little on the rougher side and not as smooth. So I like to make sure that I use a brush to make sure that I am moving the product evenly throughout my hair to make sure that every strand is coated. And I'm going to do this to all of the sections, so I'm going to go ahead and do a twist for this section. This is going to allow the product to really seep into my hair as I distribute the product over the rest of my head. Applying the heat protectants and going ahead and detangling your sections will make the blow drying process go by a whole lot quicker. So we're going to take that twisted Bantu knot down, and I'm literally only moving my Silverbird hair dryer up and down the shaft of my hair, okay? And I'm going to do this until I notice that the water is seeping out of the hair and my hair is drying. Once I feel like the hair is in a stretched state, then I will start going in with the comb attachment on my dryer and focusing on the roots, because you want to make sure that your roots are just as dry as the ends of your hair or the hair is going to revert. Okay, our hair, natural hair, absolutely loves water, so you have to make sure that you get the excess water out. And once you're done, you can go ahead and hit it with another Bantu knot and tuck it away because you have about 5 more sections to go. This process is no different in the front, but if you notice that you have too large of a section to make sure that you get a good blow dry, do not hesitate to actually split that section in half so that you can get your hair as straight as possible. Being that we are not silking out our hair with a flat iron, the blow drying process is super important so that you can get a nice precise cut when you trim or cut your hair. Here's what my hair looks like as I am removing those Bantu knots. As you all can see, my hair is pretty much straight, but it definitely needs a trim and it needs to be even up. Okay, I cannot understand or tell you why my hair in the back is longer. Maybe it's the layers. I have absolutely no clue, but honey, we are going to go ahead and section off this hair so that we can get this trim slash cut together. Okay, starting in the back, we are going to go section by section. Because my hair is a little bit longer, it is hard for me to do a even cut with all of the hair to the back, so I split it in half and bring it to the sides of my face just like this. My initial cuts are ultimately to get rid of the split ends that I see. I am able to identify the split ends by looking at what looks very fuzzy and frayed just like that. And you're going to repeat this process in the back row by row. And the one thing I also want you all to pay attention to is that although I am also bringing my hair to the sides, I also pull up that middle section in the back just like this to make sure that I am making sure that that cut is even throughout the entire row. And this is just going to make the process a little bit easier when you have to go in and actually clean up your cut when you want to make sure that it is even out. But all of those frayed ends, it gotta go, okay? Because it is messing up my braid outs and my twist outs. And another thing I like to mention is that whenever your ends look like this, the twist out or braid out hairstyles that you're doing, they're not gonna last as long and they're not going to have as much definition as you would like because the ends are just dead ends that need to go. Once the back is done, I can kind of already see where I really want to even out the cut itself, but I'm not going to go in quite yet and do that. First, I'm going to go in and do some vertical cuts just to make sure that I got the split ends that may have traveled up before I even it all up. One thing about trimming and cutting your hair is you always want to start off with cutting less before you cut more, okay? Because once you chop, you cannot attach it back on unless you okay with gluing your hair back together, but that's on you, okay? That's your prerogative. But always start with less and work your way up, okay? Do not go in with any dramatic cuts until you know for sure that's how much you actually need to cut off. Once you have finish the back section for now, because we have to go back to it, we are actually going to do the front section the very same way. The front is going to go by way more quicker because you typically have more control and you can see a whole lot better in the front of your head. So you're going to want to go row by row, even it up everything, and then you can go in and do a couple of vertical cuts to make sure that you got any of the split ends that may have traveled up. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side of your head. Now, once you have done both sides, you want to actually gather that whole front section together because we need to make sure that it is even on both sides. So we're going to grab a full middle section, make sure they are even, and moving from the middle section and letting the hair travel to each side, we are going to make sure that both sides are even with each other by letting that middle section be our guide, okay? So here you're doing larger sections because remember you already went through and got all of the split ends. Now we just need to even everything out in the front. Now once that is done, we are going to gather all the hair together and brush it out. Now this is where we're going to see where we need to cut if you are going for a blunt cut, kind of like I am, and trying to get rid of layers. So starting in the front again, we're going to make sure everything is even, and we're going to go all around our head. Because the back section may be a little tricky, what we're going to do here is we're going to split our hair in half because remember we're trying to make sure that everything is even, and I'm going to bring the hair to the side. And once I bring my hair to the side, I am able to see how much longer my back section is compared to the middle and front. So now I'm like, okay, I can cut a little bit more there so that my hair looks a little bit more even. And I can already see how my hair is just falling a little bit more different. It has more volume and my hair has more weight to it. And I wanted my hair to have a voluminous look and volume without me having to pick my roots a whole lot whenever I do my curly hairstyles. But to make sure that everything looks good, I am actually going to go through and comb my hair in several sections to make sure that it looks even, to make sure that I got all of my split ends, and basically to make sure that it's not looking crazy, okay? So that is how you do it. and you're gonna want to go through with your blow dryer. The blow dryer test is the telltale all, okay? This is gonna get all of that shed hair out from trimming and cutting your hair, but it's also gonna let you see for sure, did you give yourself a good cut? Does it look even? And I think so. My hair looks way more flowy. It looks more dense and it has more volume to it and movement. As always, I hope you all enjoyed the video, found it useful, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. See ya!